Aries, you've already set something in motion, and this week there's no taking it back. What you said, what you decided, what you pushed forward, it's already unfolding. And now you're seeing the reaction. Because with the Sun and Mercury aligned in your sign, your voice carries weight right now, more than you realize. This isn't a quiet week for you. This is a defining one. You're stepping into a version of yourself that doesn't hesitate anymore, but that kind of clarity comes with consequences. Because Mars in Cancer is stirring something deeper beneath the surface. You may feel more reactive than usual, more protective, more sensitive to how others respond to you. And that's where the tension builds, between your need to move forward and your emotional response to what comes back. There may be a conversation this week that escalates quickly, words said in the heat of the moment, truths that don't land softly. But here's the deeper layer. This isn't about conflict, it's about alignment. Venus in Pisces is softening your edges emotionally, opening you up to something more vulnerable, more intuitive. But Saturn is right there too, asking you to be honest about what's real and what you've been hoping would be true. And that's where things shift, because what feels right in the moment may not hold up under pressure. By midweek, as the moon moves through Virgo and then Libra, you start to see things more clearly. You begin analyzing what happened, what was said, what it means. And then comes the turning point, a decision, not just about what you want, but about what you're willing to stand by. By the time the moon reaches Scorpio at the end of the week, something becomes undeniable. A truth surfaces. A realization hits deeper than expected. And this is where you evolve. Aries, this week isn't asking you to hold back. It's asking you to take responsibility for your power, because once you speak from your truth, you can't go back to silence. Aries, your card is the Seven of Cups. This is the card of illusion, possibility, and emotional overwhelm. Multiple paths, multiple choices, but not all of them are real. This aligns directly with what you're experiencing this week, because after acting, after speaking, after setting something in motion, you're now faced with the outcomes, and not all of them are clear. Some options may look appealing, but lack substance. Some responses may feel meaningful, but lack truth. This card is asking you to pause, not to act again immediately, but to discern. What's real here? And what are you projecting onto the situation? Because the Seven of Cups doesn't block you. It challenges you to choose wisely.
Aries, your hexagram is 49. Lake over fire. Revolution. This is the energy of transformation that cannot be reversed. A shedding, a moment where something changes form and does not return to what it was before. This aligns deeply with your week. You've already acted, you've already spoken, and now the process has begun. Revolution in the I Ching is not chaos, it is necessary change, timed, precise, and irreversible. But it carries a condition. It must come from truth, not impulse. So the question for you is this: was this action aligned with who you are becoming, or was it a reaction to the moment? Because once the change begins, it completes itself.
Aries, your rune is Thurisaz. This is the rune of the threshold, a force that must be approached with awareness, because once crossed, it cannot be undone. This aligns precisely with your week. You've already initiated something, spoken, acted, moved forward, and Thurisaz confirms you are now standing at the gateway of consequence. This rune does not warn against action, it warns against unconscious action. There is power here, but it must be directed. Pause, not to retreat, but to recognize the magnitude of what you've set in motion. Because once you step fully through this threshold, there is no returning to what was.
What is unfolding now is not sleuthy. It is a turning point written in your path. Before you leave, share in the comments. What decision are you being pushed to make this week? Speaking it brings clarity. If this message found you at the right moment, subscribe and walk this path with us each week. And don't forget, Your rising sign holds the deeper layer of your story. Watch that next.